Hey guys, 54 New Star here with another tutorial. In the last video you saw that I had the basics of a side-scrolling shooter game. Now we're going to actually go into it and learn all the stuff, all the parts that make it work. So I haven't finished it or anything like that. All I have so far is a working demo, but it contains some information for you guys in case you want to start building your own game. So we're going to run the layout so we can test this out. It's for Android, so we can look around. We have a message, so okay, so this is the training grounds. The objective is simple. Take out the zombie enemies, and if you can reach the end of the episode, you've passed your training. Collect the message, keep going. We have a guy who orientates himself to where you are, depending on which blue block you go through. And we have we can shoot, and we can't go back to where we were. Again, we can shoot the bullets ricochet, and I'm going to work on the ricochet physics later. We have Steam, and we also have Steam sound. I'm working on right now making it 3D sound, so dynamic sound, so as you go further away, you can't hear it as much. And then when you're right there, you can hear it. But we have 3 sound effects going on, and I'm actually going to, at the end of this tutorial, I'm going to make another separate video to where I'm actually playing it on I think like 2 devices, so an old Samsung and then my Tegra 3 device. So we're going to take the elevator. I haven't implemented in fall damage yet. We're going to keep going. We have this alien, and he's not actually going to attack us yet. Good, you've passed. Now for the mission, please. Please exit the level. I'll meet you on the other side. So click that. And what's actually going to happen is he's going to enter this next scene, which I haven't built yet, and then he's going to find out that there's more to the training mission. So he's going to hop into the next one, which hasn't been built yet. All right. So what have what are the assets that I'm using for this? So some of this you already know. I'm using a standard repeating background. So insert new object. So I'm using touch controls. I'm also using no, she's right here. Audio multiplayer. I haven't implemented multiplayer. I've just decided to include it. I don't know if I'm actually going to use it. Light, shadow light for some items. And then touch control right here, and then tile mapping. So the whole level itself is a tile map with set solid to it. I have the actual sprite characters. So what do I use to actually create the characters? These are characters from Unity, and I'll put the link down below. These were 2D characters that I really enjoyed. They were also, some of them were on OpenGameArt, but the guy decided to just sell them, and you know, he got like $6 out of me, so they were really good. Okay, so I just created all I did at this point was insert new object, click sprite, and it's going to say new animation and an empty box. What I did was I renamed the new animation to idle, and then what I did from there is I clicked on animation frames box. We're going to import frames, and import from file, and then I just said select all, and I said open, and there we go. But I don't need these, so I'm going to delete those. And then what I did was I set frame speed. For this guy, it's 1. Well, 1 sec. Okay, yeah. Okay, so speed, idle is 5. Loop, yes. Repeat, yes. Repeat 2, no. Ping pong, yes. And then I just did that continuously throughout all of those. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 animations, and I actually requested the guy to do a couple more. So shooting with a pistol, some sort of laser weapon, and a grenade launcher, maybe throwing a grenade or something like that. Because I think he needs to expand on this because it's already really good. Already this guy has some extra animations that I haven't included yet to where he can call in turrets, so that's a little bit later. Alright, so now that we have all these and they're all at the same speed, what I did at that point was I then imported in my scientist guy. So I'll rename him scientist. Guy _1. We're gonna have player. We're gonna have enemy dud /_1. Okay. So I have so what do I have actually running the game? So we're the player, and I wanted the guy 1 or the scientist, the guy training you when you first enter the game, to basically tell you what this course is about. It's, you know, you have to get through the training to learn what the game is or how to play the game, and then you actually get into the game. So he had to spawn a message. So he would hit this first blue box, and let's see if we can get the name of that. Okay, so it's Sprite 23. So on collision with Sprite 23, guy 1 is set mirrored, so he's going to look toward you. The message box is going to set to opacity of 100, and text box is going to be set to opacity of 100 because originally they are invisible. So that, you know, they can't be seen. But what I've done is that I've put them in layer 1, so they will always move. They're in the same layer as these controls. So layer 1 always moves with you. Layer 0 sticks where it is. And then I set the time scale to 0, so it basically freezes time. Okay, so but when you click on it, so on touch text, we set the same text box and well, the actual gray box and then the text box to back to 0, and then we set the time scale to 1, so it goes back to normal. Also, I just want to reiterate real quickly my controls. So it's touching sprite, set animation to walk, play from beginning, simulate, pressing right. Player is not mirrored, so you know he's actually moving. I had some really issues with the animation setup until I just figured out I had a whole bunch of unnecessary code. So I'm going to like slowly move this through. Actually, see if I can take an image. Okay, I'll do that later. Is touching sprite 7. So we have a left and right key. Is walking, is going left, set mirrored. Is touching A. He's going to jump. On any touch in, he's going to idle. So he's automatically going to default back to idle no matter what you touch, or what after what you touch, what he's going to do. It's touching B, set animation to shoot, play from beginning, spawn a bullet, and he's going to spawn it from actually the character himself. And then he's gonna, as you hold it down, it's gonna calculate every 0.2 seconds to actually shoot the bullet, and he has to be mirrored. So it's touching B every 2 seconds, mirror, and has to be mirrored. He will the bullet will be rotated 180 degrees, because I had issues to where, you know, he'd shoot there, and then if he was flipped, the bullet would still go toward the scientist. So I had to do it to where if he was rotated, You know, if he was facing left or whatever, if he was facing the opposite direction of before, the bullet was going to go in that direction. So I just cloned that, and then I said, okay, there's something in here where you can say, okay, so I'm gonna delete. Actually, I'm gonna go back. So you can say, okay, so I'm going to say is mirrored, but then you can say invert this. So you can say is not mirrored. Okay, so like on the previous one, I click right on it. It says edit, add another condition, replace, invert. You want to click on invert, and boom, you're good. On start of layout, play audio, so it's some music, and then on start of layout, play some Steam sound effect. I'm actually playing around with 3D sound, so I'm still trying to figure that out. On start of layout, system wait 10 seconds and then destroy the bullet, so I don't have like 50 zillion bullets playing throughout, still flying throughout the game, which might cause some low-end devices to just slow down, especially if like 50 zillion bullets. So on collision with Sprite 23, guy 1 is set to mirrored, and then set our message boxes to 100 so we can see them on the opacity level. System set time scale to 0 so it pauses the game. On start of layout, set the guy to be mirrored. On collision with Sprite 20, he will be not mirrored, and on collision with 19, he will be mirrored. So I had an issue with this was because he would hit this first blue box, and then when he got down below, he would hit this next one, and I disabled the code for that, so he was still facing, he was still facing where he needed to be, still facing the player, but when he hit the second box, Sprite 20, and then went back to 19, it didn't do anything, so I had to enable it. So that's a bit of redundancy code, but that's because we needed it. Again, on touch of text, everything, the text boxes, everything I set invisible, and the time is returned. On collision with 10, so the Sprite 10 is actually going to be an invisible wall right there. So what happens is after you collide with it or have a collision with it, it will actually turn visible, so you can't go back to where you were. Let's see. On collision with enemy dude, so subtract 5 health and destroy. So right now his health. So I have a instance variables. This is kind of like a portable variable, so you don't need a global one to keep track of like how many kills you have and all that stuff, which you actually could do in instance variables, but global variables can be accessed throughout multiple levels, and I'll show that actually in the next video. With your score is this board, so it'd be like an active board in the actual game. Okay, so we have an enemy and his health is 30, but the bullet only does 5 health, so it takes like 6 bullets to kill him. And then we do destroy bullet, and then we have, okay, alien health is less than 1, which is 0. Set animation to die. And I actually have to check. Yeah, loop, no, okay. So wait 1 second, destroy, set opacity to 100, set opacity to 100. So again, we're setting the message thing, the message boxes to be visible, but we're actually going to also change the text boxes. So it says, set text to, good, you have passed, now for the mission. Please exit the level and I'll meet you on the other side. And then the player has a collision with the red box, go to mission level. So when we actually play it, there's our first message box. He's now going to rotate to the area that we want him to. That's our Steam. Our elevator. our enemy that doesn't do anything to us. And boom. So, I mean, it's not too complicated. Again, we don't actually need the global number, alien health. And again, sorry if this was kind of rushed. This is kind of a specialty video, or video series, to where at the end of the series, there actually will be a game that will be on Google Play, Amazon, Google, Amazon, and some other, like Kongregate and some other sites. So you'll be able to actually download them and to see how they work. Also, it's just a fun game, and I know some of you guys have been wanting to see particle effects and an actual working game, so that's what I did set up here. So after I upload this video, I'll be recording another video where I actually will be playing the game, and I will be playing it on 2 devices. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit, so be right back.